What's up? It's Chris9 with What's the Word. So this is a YouTube channel, and I'll make a Facebook page probably to match that. And the topic of discussions and things that I'll post: art, music, songs. I guess songs and music is art, but things that I'll post will be on biblical things, or looking at art and music and TV and radio and pop media from a biblical point of view, from a biblical lens and perspective. And I do encourage, if you don't agree or you don't even believe in God, then you can post. I will not block you as long as you're respectful, and and if you want to go back and forth, I'm all good with that too. But if once you start talking specifics, then I'll only ask that facts are posted from neutral sources. So, or if you have a source that is only covered by one side, say if you're a non-believing liberal and you have an argument about something, and you make a statement, then I ask that you just find other sources and prove your point by posting those sources. And if you're a conservative or a Republican, or I split those things. I'm a Christian conservative, but I don't necessarily agree according to party lines. I agree based on issues, and I look at the issues based on biblical standpoints. So even if, for me, I will hold myself to that standard too. Like if I'm quoting, especially if I'm quoting the Bible, then it's all about context. Everything, even not just the Bible, but even things that are going on that we see on the media. It's all about context. And sometimes things are spun in a way where context is lost of what actually happened. And it drives people up the wall, and people argue and go back and forth and don't even know what they're talking about. I've been guilty of that. I've been guilty of getting all spun up and mad about something, and then I go back and look and see the interviews of the people that were actually involved, and you're kind of like, it's kind of, iffy, or it's obviously whoever was reporting on it was wrong or had a spin to it. And everyone, most Fox and CNN, they all have their own spin. Like there's no fair and unbalanced, like there's no, neutral point of view when it comes to major networks that I've experienced in my life, in the last, I guess 10 or 20 years since I've been kind of paying attention to what's going on. So yeah, just, post multiple sources, and, and it adds to your credibility if you post from a source that is neutral, meaning like they are not known to be supported or funded, or, the stuff that they put out is mainly and only, supporting a political point of view. And it's hard to find. Sometimes I have to go to news sources outside of the country. I'll look at international news, and I'll see, what they're saying about us. Because sometimes sometimes they have a better sense of what's going on, because the information space is flooded with so much opinion, and there's not enough data points, or all the points aren't covered because they're always trying to support a certain point of view. Especially during the election time, it gets really nutty. So, yeah. So be respectful is what I'm saying, and and I also have a music kind of channel and page, Seven Sounds Productions. I do mixing and mastering and music producing, and I do Christian hip hop, and I record other artists, and I do that too. So, and I do a lot of technical videos on how-tos, like how to use certain plugins and things like that. So if you're into that kind of stuff, check me out over there too. And, same rules apply. Be respectful. If I see you, if you agree with me, or if you, or disagree with me, if you or each other, other people that are talking to each other, it's okay to disagree. That's what America's about. We are allowed to make our points known, and we have a freedom of speech, but we should be respectful. And if I see anybody cussing each other out or making obscene gestures or something like that, then I'm just going to delete the comment. Even if sometimes it sucks, because I'll be reading people's stuff on other pages, and I'll see something good and they just start going off. I'm just like, man, like this was a good point they were making, but then they just kind of lost credibility when they start just calling names or doing this because it's kind of like, you just wasted time, or you had a good point, had some data points, and you had no other good data points. You just want to keep talking, and you're just saying a bunch of nothing, and it's kind of like it just doesn't help. So, and that's for myself and anybody else. So, yeah, so that's that. So this is called What's the Word? What is the word? And the word being in Christianese is the word of God. So that's what I mean by that. So what's the word? And what's the word have to say about this and that TV, movie, music, Christian music, Christian hip hop. Sometimes that stuff's a little crazy. Sometimes people come from all walks of life, and it's in there, or they're living a certain life, within the media space, and then their personal life is not that, and people say, hey, we should have grace. We should have grace, yes, and we should have patience with each other, yes. But it's just like in the secular world when I was into gangster rap and this and this and that, and if someone was shooting this up and doing that and doing this, saying this and saying that, and then you see in their life that they was never in the hood, never grew up in the hood, people say that's a studio gangster. Credibility lost. So it's the same thing in all things, especially in the hip hop realm, and within the Christian hip hop realm, like people see that and you lose credibility. And I'm not saying when someone messes up or goes on a rant or whatever, it happens. You're human. We're human. It's cool. But I think there's always a line, and things need to be called out. Things need to be addressed. If we can say, hey, yeah, I messed up, then boom, that's good. We're human, and this is America. You're supposed to be able to, be free to speak your mind without worrying, and that's what this channel is about as well. So don't worry, be happy, or be mad and express yourself, but be respectful. So, all right, peace, love. What's the word?